It was supposed to be the happiest trip of his life. Instead, Aaron, a struggling mechanic from a small Texas town, boarded the plane with one hand carrying a baby carrier and the other gripping a worn-out diaper bag. His 6-month-old daughter, Lily, was already fussing, her cries sharp and rhythmic, echoing through the narrow aisle of the economy cabin. Other passengers turned to glare, sigh, or shake their heads. Aaron avoided their eyes. He was used to judgment, to exhaustion. But he wasn't prepared for what, or who, awaited in seat 14C. As he slumped into his window seat, bouncing Lily gently in his arms, a woman in designer sunglasses sat down beside him. Her perfume was expensive, her clothes spotless, her posture elegant. Everything about her screamed wealth and distance. He braced himself for an eye roll or a complaint, but she said nothing. She just stared out the window. And Aaron, already overwhelmed, muttered an apology and tried to quiet Lily with her bottle. The woman's name was Evelyn Hart. Billionaire heiress to a real estate empire, known in tabloids for her red carpet appearances, her billion-dollar deals, and her cold demeanor. But no one on that flight knew she hadn't smiled in over a year. Not since she lost her infant son to a rare heart condition. No one knew that this flight was her escape from the endless parade of sympathy and board meetings, and the empty silence of a penthouse that didn't feel like home anymore. As Lily continued to fuss, Aaron fumbled with a pacifier, nearly dropping it under the seat. He looked frustrated and defeated. Evelyn's hand reached out slowly and handed him a clean one from her designer handbag. "Here," she said softly, her voice trembling with something Aaron couldn't place. "Try this." He looked at her, startled, then nodded gratefully. The baby settled for a moment, and so did the two strangers. The flight was long, from Dallas to New York, and Aaron, unsure at first, started talking. Maybe it was the kindness in her tone or the gentle way she looked at Lily. He told her everything, how his wife died in childbirth, how he worked double shifts just to afford diapers, how this was his first time on a plane, heading to a job interview at a bigger garage that might finally give them a better life. He didn't know why he was saying so much. Maybe because no one had listened in so long. Evelyn listened. Really listened. Her fingers curled tightly in her lap, her eyes fixed on Lily's little fingers. She finally spoke about her son, her loss, her guilt. How money couldn't buy her peace. How she envied Aaron's strength. "You're doing something incredible," she whispered. "You're surviving." They were two strangers from opposite worlds, joined for a few hours in a shared row and a shared ache. But fate wasn't finished. Mid-flight, turbulence struck hard. Oxygen masks dropped, Lily screamed, and Evelyn instinctively grabbed Aaron's hand. "Hold on," she whispered. When the chaos settled and the plane stabilized, she held Lily, rocking her like it was the most natural thing in the world. Something shifted between them in those moments, understanding, trust, something unspoken yet powerful. When the plane finally landed, Evelyn handed Aaron her business card. "You said you need a job," she said quietly. "I don't run a garage, but I do own a chain of them. Let me help." Aaron was stunned. "Why?" he asked. She smiled, truly smiled for the first time in months. "Because you helped me breathe again." Over the next few months, Evelyn did more than offer him a job, she gave him a new beginning. Aaron took a managerial role at one of her garages. With a stable income, he moved Lily into a warm home, decorated simply but filled with love. Evelyn visited often, not as a boss, but as someone who found healing in their laughter. Eventually, Aaron asked Evelyn why she had really helped him. She looked at Lily, now toddling across the room, and said, "Because she reminded me what I lost, and what I still have the chance to feel again." The friendship deepened, and though neither rushed it, something beautiful bloomed between them. Two hearts mended in the most unexpected way, on a plane, in the middle of a storm, beside a crying child. Moral of the story: sometimes, the loudest cries lead us to the quietest miracles. Healing doesn't always come with time, it sometimes arrives in the form of strangers, second chances, and the smallest hands holding our hearts.